you love it?
Yeah, I do.
That's so cool. Caitlin, come on over. So we have a couple of ideas. We were indecisive. So we have that one, which is really, really retro, and we have that one. We like them both. So I think we're going to do that one first, and then we're going to switch over to that one. Because we're going to do that. That'd be fun to like shock social media with that. Like, what's going to do with my hair? So I'll just stick that up. And I want to thank one of my, someone who's on my YouTube channel sent me that picture.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, they sent me this picture. So one of our contributors sent us that, so we're using it. I'll put the username on the screen. I forget the name right now. But they're very cool. Awesome. So, yeah. What am I doing this morning? I don't know what I was wearing, so I can't think.
Yeah.
So I think what we'll do is we'll take off the red jacket to make it easier. I'll hang it for you. And we'll tuck in it through. Yeah. And we use neck strips. You've never had this before, have you?
I don't think so.
No. It's cool. Come this way, we'll wash your hair.
Sweet.
Come on over. I'm on the fence.
Oh, true.
I think we might do one more coin toss because I think in the other haircut we'll have a bigger impact. You just wait for it. Celebrate your experience as well. Not my experience, I've got lots of them. I'll go your experience. See what the coin toss says. So if it's heads, we'll do that one. If it's tails, we'll do that one. But we can also veto the coin toss. We'll just see what the coin toss says. So what do we say when it's heads? If it's heads, it's that one. If it's tails, it's the other one. So let's see what the coin says. It said heads, but I flipped it over. I'm thinking you should just go straight for that.
Yeah, sure.
You want to go do that?
Yeah.
I think it's just bigger impact.
Me.
Yeah. For you, it's the better life experience. That's why we're going to do it.
Sweet.
And we'll do it clippers in the back. When you had your that short haircut you had years ago, did they use clippers in the back, or wasn't that short? It was just a short sort of thing, or was that short? Yeah. So we'll take you through that experience.
Sweet.
And you can slide your glasses up. Can you see without your glasses?
Not really.
So it's like a mystery haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. What would I do? I'm going to swap this cape for the other one as well. This one is a bit short. Set this up again.
Sweet.
And which year are you in?
Second?
Yeah, cool.
I'm in some 100 levels still though, because I started doing like biology and I was like,
Yeah.
no! How long have you been doing hairdressing?
Since I was 15, when I first started cutting hair with friends and stuff like that. But
Oh, cool.
it was it's a family trade, so I grew up, my grandmother had a hair salon, so you spend some time in there and you watch and it inspires you, and then you got friends when you're 15 and you're like, I'm gonna get a haircut.
Oh, nice.
My friend Meredith in my math class had a bad haircut in the mall. I said I could fix it. And I did, and it was awesome.
Oh,
And then from
hell
there
yeah.
on, you're hooked.
Yeah,
You're like, oh, this is so fun.
yeah.
And then she was my friend in my math class, and then she became my girlfriend because she pursued me.
Oh, nice.
Well, I liked her too.
Yeah,
We liked each other.
that's always good.
Yeah, no, I know. But, well, that's the, any 15-year-old out there who likes a girl, has a crush on her, and is thinking about how to get her to be your girlfriend, maybe give her a haircut. If it's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It worked for me. We were together for a while, her and I.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Actually, quite a while, actually, looking back on it. Quite a while, I stopped thinking about high school, and then years later, you start thinking about it again.
Yeah.
I didn't know why Facebook came around. And you start seeing people on Facebook, and you're like, oh my god, I haven't thought about egregious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Facebook is the world's worst high school.
Literally.
Yeah. You're cool with doing color today too?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
What color are we going?
I'm taking blonde again.
Sweet.
Short hair with blonde hair.
Yeah.
That's the way to go. You can be a cool blonde, short blonde hair girl.
Yeah. Sweet.
Nobody knows you're doing this today.
My friend. I told my friends, but they probably forgot it was today.
Yeah. It's the best when you show up with a big change like this. And
Yeah.
you're like, oh my god!
That's what I did last time.
Yeah. See it already. It's amazing.
Yeah,
You can't see without your
I can't
glasses.
see
though.
anything.
That's the best.
I mean, seeing in HD for free would be cool too.
Yeah.
I got new glasses, and it's like $800.
I don't know.
But it's buy one get one free, so you get free prescription sunglasses as
Oh
well.
yeah, yeah. Is that like a lens crafter type thing or whatever?
Specsavers.
Oh yeah. Specsavers, that's the one. Yeah, I don't know. I never know. I think in North America we call them lens crafters. Here it's
Oh, sure.
Specsavers. Yeah, Specsavers is
Fuzzy.
a same concept, but a
Yeah.
different. Every country has their own version of that.
Yeah.
Same with the hair salons. Like I think back home they got like super cuts or first choice haircutters. Here it's what is it? Here it's just cuts and the sharing shed.
Yeah.
Like there's a hair salon called the Sharing Shed. Like you go, like sheep getting sheared in a shed. It's like that's such a New Zealand thing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, where'd you get your haircut? Oh, the Sharing Shed. Like at the farm? Like oh no, in the mall. Right?
Same thing.
They have one called same thing. It's so Kiwi.
Yeah.
And then in Canada, it's first choice haircutters, or the nickname we call it last choice haircutters, because you couldn't get in anywhere else.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go to last choice. Everyone else is booked.
Yeah.
Damn it, gonna have to go to the last choice.
Rip.
Last choice haircutters. And I think US is Supercuts, I guess. Chains. you do your color?
My friend did.
Yeah, cool.
Mm.
On the dark side, was it a semi-permanent? Or you don't remember, just a box?
Might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll try to get it out anyway.
Yeah.
But we'll try to get it back to blonde all over.
Mm.
But it's short now anyway. That's another reason why they go short. It's because it's you get a more consistent color result after.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, because the longer bits there would be more stubborn, but going short, you get a more consistent color result.
Sweet.
Yeah. So the benefits all around. It's like a cleanse, it's like a restart.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, you need a positive reinforcement of a short haircut.
Yeah.
You know, compared to the last one didn't go well for you, so we need to make up for that this time.
Sweet.
To make it go amazing for you, then you're like, you know what, short hair is awesome.
Yeah.
Because the last one didn't work out for you.
Yeah.
I always find it disappointing when someone goes for a short haircut and it's not a good one.
Yeah.
And then you just like put off. You're like, oh, I tried short hair, it didn't work.
Yeah.
It's not that short hair doesn't work, it's just that that short hair didn't work.
Mm.
Let's just try it again.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. I think I want to leave the length alone. I don't want it an issue.
Mm.
So basically, you're getting a haircut from the fringe everywhere. That part can stay. That's have to go.
Mm.
a second. Yeah, because you got nice waves as well. So
Yeah.
you don't want to go too short and tall.
Mm.
You want to enjoy those. I think we're good for the cut. For now, we'll do the color, but you can slide your glasses on. You can see it for the first time, your first reveal.
Oh, cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
See the back?
Mm.
Yeah. And then when you feel like, it's been the first week playing with that.
Yeah.
That's new for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not too short in the back. You can go a lot tighter, but we're doing 80s, so we don't want to go too tight. But yeah, your haircuts will be constantly evolving.
Yeah,
I'll slide this off and we'll go over and we'll do color.
sweet.
Don't need the eyes. Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, cool. I'll show you without the thing on because it always looks better without.
Oh, cool.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Sweet. Let's bleach the hell out of it.
My this one looks.
Yeah, it does look blonde. Yeah, short hair like this has to be blonde like that.
Yeah.
We'll come over and grab this one and we'll continue over here. Yeah, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, right choice.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to use one over here. Throw it on all that darker color first.
Sweet.
Stubborn.
Mm.
Yeah, you can put your glasses on for this right now.
Oh, sweet.
You can watch. Yeah, to get free HD, it's not free, you have to get the laser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then sometimes it like doesn't even work.
No,
Or it like stops working. It's like,
Yeah, no, they just do the procedure, but it's no guarantee.
Yeah.
And it
It's
does,
like
it can
$8,000.
fade away as well.
Yeah.
I've been avoiding glasses. I've never worn them in my life, but now I'm turning 50 this year, so I can feel it going.
Ah,
Yeah, so I'm in denial.
yeah.
Been in denial for a while. Even 10 years ago, like when I was doing my immigration to come to New Zealand, you have to do the medical.
Yeah.
And they did the eye test, and they're like, oh, I think at the time, when I was 2020, it was like 1920. So
Yeah.
the one I was going back then. But that's no big deal, right?
Yeah.
And then when I moved here, you did the driver's test. They test your eyes, and they're like, "Oh no, you're fine." Got away with it. It was pretty iffy.
Yeah.
They're kind of like, "Nah, you're fine." One of those scenarios.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then after my daughter was born, like this is years later, so I had to do something else with the driver thing. At that point, I'm like, oh, there's no way I'm going to pass this time.
Yeah.
I'm laughing. So I go in there, but what I did is I brought my daughter in with the pram.
Ah, yeah.
And then, you know, when you do the eye test, you put your face in the thing.
Yeah.
So she's like snoozing in her pram. And when I didn't know what it was, I kind of just like kicked the pram, so she made noises. Like I kind of did this like a soft kick. And then lady's like, oh no, just try again, your baby's distracting you. I went, oh, I'll just be a second. And I'm like oh, it's okay. And I tried again. And she goes, oh, you know what, you're fine. Okay. And I walked past it. I was like, oh my god, I don't know how I got away with that one. It's like, oh no, you're just distracted by your baby, you'll be okay. Because you know what I'm trying to do? I'm just trying to avoid spending like hundreds of dollars on glasses.
I know, they're so expensive.
And most of them I was getting, do you know what it is? It's reading, it's nearsightedness. So driving is okay, I can see driving.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
that's good.
but so then I just go to
just hold it further away, it'll be fine.
Yeah, that's what I do, hold it further away, it's fine. Or I went to the warehouse and bought the $10 reading glasses.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, that'll do. Instead of $600 or $800, like you said, it's $800. It's like, oh no.
You can get like ugly ones for $100, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I want ugly ones too.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Perfect.
Oh yeah. Because if I'm going to do glasses, I want to be like the redneck. Or you know what I want to look like? You ever see Harry Carey?
Nah.
From the, well, you know his. Do you have a phone? Oh, I got my phone.
Ah, yeah. Sure.
I'll show you after. But he's got like glasses that take up his whole face, right?
Yeah.
I want glasses like that. Like
right, I like them.
Huge. Huge. Massive. Yeah, I'm going to throw it in the rinse first and then we'll add it to the rinse. Just freehand it in there. Feels humid today. I'm going to open the door for a bit.
Sweet.
Did you watch on Netflix the Son of Sam documentary yet? They just came out. I just started watching the first episode last night. Now I know the direction they're going. The first episode was the story as we know, and now and then they were like, you know, where are they going with this next one? I haven't watched it yet. They're going into the theory that he didn't act alone. Now I don't know if you know anything about the story or not behind it.
Nah, I don't.
No. The general consensus has always been that he was a serial killer acting alone. But then there were some that don't believe that, as always.
Yeah.
And a couple of officers didn't believe that. And a few reasons why. Because the composite sketches always look different, right? Or there was different heights. Like, there was always a witness.
Yeah.
There was always a different composite sketch, and always a different description of heights and things like that, or weights or things like that. So there's always differences, right? So now they're going into the theory whether he operated alone or not.
Yeah.
Now I always assumed he operated alone.
Yeah.
Because I know the story, it's, I grew up with that kind of stuff, right? It's North American folklore.
Yeah.
But the story's interesting. If you're doing criminology, you should learn about it. But what it was New York City at the time was a different place than it became today. It was very rough time for New York. So you had the serial killer going around the city shooting what he was doing, they were targeting young people, like most things like 18 to 24, like that age bracket, and usually a couple, like boyfriend, girlfriend in the car type thing. So just walk up and shoot them dead in the car, like when they're like pulled up and making out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that sort of thing, or a girl walking home, or a girl, you know, excited. So that's what he was targeting, and he was targeting mostly girls with brown hair and shoulder length hair, or like that kind of, you know, bit of length to it. So the whole city went like frantic, freaking out. And when you watch the old news reports, the hairdressers are like, "Oh yeah, we're getting all kinds of girls coming here cutting their hair off because they don't want to be shot by this guy." So even as far as I know, it's pretty funny. It's like, "Oh, all kinds of girls are." One of the news reports, "Oh, all kinds of girls are getting these short haircuts, unbecoming, you know, on them, but they're just, you know, fearful of their lives when they go out, right? Just try to, you know, like that's going to make a difference. I don't know." Yeah. But one of the victims ended up being blonde anyway. Was Casal. Yeah, but anyhow,
it'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like, oh, what do you want to do, Pixie? Why? Well, I'm afraid of getting shot by this shooter. But it's like 8.5 million people live in the city. You know, the odds are low, right?
Yeah.
But if it makes you feel better, cut your hair, I guess.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know, they showed that in the documentary. But I've heard that story before. They showed that part of the documentary too. And I just, you know, I laughed at that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't cut my hair because someone's shooting. If I was a girl,
yeah,
I wouldn't cut my hair because someone's shooting girls.
Yeah.
You know. But hysteria does that.
Yeah.
But he was doing like cryptic notes and things like that too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty taunting the police, taunting a reporter.
What was his name?
Sam. Can't remember his last name because it's a Jewish guy.
Oh yeah.
Sam. Can't remember his last name. No, his name wasn't Sam. His name was. His son is Sam. His neighbor was named Sam. His name was, I can't think of it right now. I'll have to look it up for a second.
Alright, sweet.
David Berkowitz.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, David Berkowitz. And apparently that's what the theory is now is his neighbor was Sam, and apparently they're dabbling on this because I only knew like the broad story, right? Not the details of it, but you know, you grew up with this stuff. So now they're saying that the neighbor's Sam Carr and he killed this dog, and you know, so there's, you know, kind of like this stuff because he was doing all this cryptic stuff.
Yeah.
So now they're getting into what all that means, and was he acting alone, or was there a cult, or blah blah blah. And maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
Maybe this is all more conspiracy theories, but
still interesting.
Yeah. Sometimes conspiracy theories are born out of a lack of information, because if you're not educating the public enough about the details,
yeah,
then the rumors will go on.
For sure.
Yeah. Which is the fascinating thing about New Zealand, because they have they do the what do they call that? Suppress people's names and suppress details a lot here. Whereas North American culture is rapid release of information, right?
Yeah.
They don't withhold those things. It's a rapid release of information. And New Zealand way is they're going to withhold the information from the public on the name of a fair trial. Yeah. And I don't believe the New Zealand way is effective. Like I just come from a different culture. But then again, people are like, well, New Zealand's small. But then you go, like, states like Providence are small, like 800,000 people. And they don't suppress that information, and they convict people too, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not that the USA is a system. It's every state runs their own court systems, right? So a small state like, you know, half of the US states are smaller than New Zealand, and half of them are bigger.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't think it's a smaller country. I'm like, no, that country doesn't do that. But by suppressing information, the public runs wild with the information. You need to educate them. That's my view, right?
Yeah.
Canada used to be that way until the internet came along, and then they stopped doing it. Yeah. And also because Canada's so close to you. Well, same here, but you just get your information from Australia. If the Kiwis aren't publishing it, you just get it from Australia because they publish it.
Oh, true.
Yeah. In Canada, there was a case, Paul Bernardo. He tried to do a media gig on it. It didn't work because he just turned in American media. And the internet was in its infancy. So since then, they stopped doing it.
Ah,
Yeah. So all that stuff was pretty interesting.
yeah.
And as I was saying earlier, my high school girlfriend, when she went to university, we're still together when she was in university. The university she went to, and she's taking psych and criminology, that serial killer that I was saying was operating in the neighborhood of that university because his parents' home was in that area. So you grew up around that stuff.
Yeah.
She's going to, she's taking those courses and stuff. And yeah, that was all really close to home at the time.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Oh, Bernardo, you can look him up. He's a creep. And when he was convicted, he was. They have in Canada, it's called a dangerous offenders clause. And if you're designated a dangerous offender, that means you never get out.
True.
Yeah. So it's a. Because if you get a life sentence, then you get up for parole. Now he's been in prison long enough that he would have been paroled if he was, anyway, just your standard old convicted for a life sentence, right?
Yeah.
But he hasn't been paroled because of the designated the dangerous offender clause,
Sure.
which, you just don't get out.
Yeah.
We don't want to know.
Yeah, it doesn't. Can you just tell him that it would be great if he was?
Yeah. Let that grab on the roots just a wee bit. I'm going to get some lip tapping there before I go through the rest of it. That's going to be, well, not the root, the words bit corner. What kind of toner do you want?
What are the options?
Ashy. Well, we're doing retro 80s, so we're going to do ash tone.
Hi.
Or we could do it warm. Or we could do it ash tone.
Hi. Don't mind.
Yeah, I think we'll just do it ash tone. But down the road, we can change it to anything funky, whatever. But for today, we're doing retro.
Yeah.
We'll just do it, play it safe.
Yes.
I may do warm. I might, warm looks good too. But you dress kind of goth anyway, so I think ash tone.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. And then we can add red tones to it as we go. But for today, this will be your first introduction to short blonde hair, which will be amazing.
Yay.
And you might find you like it. Like you might find you just want to keep it. But it's up to you. That's what I'm here for. If you want to grow your hair back, I'm going to help you. If you want to embrace short hair for a long time, you can do that too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Because it looks amazing on you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, that's looking cool. We can come over and rinse it off. Okay, come on over. Yeah. Yeah, it's slightly different colors either side, but that's to be expected. Yeah, this side was so blonde, so light. This side we didn't get a entirely out.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be a bad thing. If anything, it just creates interest, so we're good. Good enough for the photographs, good enough for the direction we're going in.
Yeah. Sweet.
But when it's dry, you'll notice it even less. You can see it a little more on wet hair.
Mm.
Dry hair, you start to see these things even less because of there's no kind of light reflex. It's light reflex.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's do the finishings. And you go over this way with it, don't you? You go this way with it? Like if you did a parting, it would be from there?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now what we're going to do is we're going to blow dry it like that, as wafty and big as we can make it.
Sweet.
We need the strongest stuff I have. Strongest and heaviest. Feel how heavy these are. That one.
Oh wow.
And that one.
Gee.
They weigh a ton, don't they?
Yeah.
So cool. And that one's loose. Now that one I can't tell if it's pushed over or if it's just up on both sides, because it could be up on both sides.
Mm.
And then back. But we'll play around with your hair, see what it does.
Yeah.
Because we don't have to match pictures, we just use them as inspiration.
Yeah.
Denman and a vented brush. Start with a vented brush. Your hair does that kind of
Yeah.
circular stuff, which is awesome. That's what we want for ladies. Blowout. You can even do one of those with it. See what this side does. That's amazing. I think we're going to push it up on both sides. Like a pop it up. So what happened was we're inspired by retro today,
Yeah.
being 80s. So this is an 80s look.
Yeah.
But this is based on an 80s look that was inspired by retro being a rockabilly look,
Yeah.
right? So what we're doing is we're doing a retro look that was a retro look,
Yeah.
right? Because then that's what happened in the early 80s. You started getting these short haircuts and these kind of blow dries.
Yeah.
It was like the 80s reinvention of rockabilly. So what we're doing is we're reinventing the 80s rockabilly today, but we're not reinventing rockabilly, right? We're reinventing 80s rockabilly.
Crack up.
And if you ever watch some of those music videos like Depeche Mode, like Just Can't Get Enough, like the girls in the background,
Yeah.
definitely have these kind of haircuts and blowouts.
Sure.
Yeah. Or Modern English would be the other one, or some of those bands from back then.
Yeah.
Don't you want me, baby? Watch those old music videos and you'll see haircuts like this on women. Which is the haircuts were influenced by rockabilly, but they were just a modern, well, an 80s take on it.
Mm.
Got all the moisture out of it. And then more mousse, because we layer upon layer. So you want that tall. And this was fun because it was without a curling iron.
Yeah.
A nice big loop on it. Yeah, you look like you just got a haircut in 1983.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's hard. Thank you.
And then when you put your laser back on, you look like you're heading back to the office in 1983.
Yeah, hard.
You'll need a pager to go with it.
Oh, cool.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No problem. And I'll grab your blazer. Come on over, yeah. Cool. Yeah. Wait, that doesn't look one, doesn't it? Yeah, we'll just wrap around like we did before. So bring this one this way. Go, come on over. Sweet. Now let's change out of everything back into your. Actually, before we do that, grab a seat on here. So yeah, with your everything on up. Yeah, that's your. Just do a couple of after shots. Change back into your modern as you came in, and we'll wash that out and we'll make it modern. So we do the two looks today, so you don't have to go with that.
Yeah.
Sweet. Come on over. Grab this one again. Now here we are modern.
Yeah.
Feel yourself again. Just with short hair now. So what I'm going to do, because you have a natural wave to it. Let's see what it does with the natural dry. So if I put you in that machine,
Okay.
because you never blow dry your hair?
Nah.
No? Do you ever have a straightener? No?
Yeah, straight.
Sometimes, but you won't do it with short hair no
Yeah.
anyway.
I
So we
usually
want to.
straighten the fringe.
Do you? Yeah, but you'll find you won't with this anyway.
Mm.
Now, what do you want to do? You reckon you want a forward fringe? You want to go over with it? You want to go back with it?
Yeah.
I think that.
Yeah.
And give it a good shake. Give it more. Well, you have your glasses on, but give it as good a shake as you can. Just go. That's it. And then, yeah, put your glasses back on. So I won't put you on the machine to dry it.
Yeah.
We're going to connect you first. And at the end of it, we may use a. Yeah, we may use a crane to finish it. But Yeah, I think I like fringe forward a bit. Well, that's how you came this morning anyway.
Yeah.
And like I said to you this morning, it's like we're going to cut your hair from the fringe everywhere.
Yeah.
The only thing remaining was the fringe.
Yeah.
All the rest of it's matching the fringe now.
Mm.
Cool, let that last for a few minutes.
Cool.
Yes. Now my perfectionism kicks in. Slide your glasses off. Just over this way a wee bit. So I like the way the texture's sitting like that.
Mm.
Do you want a bit of gel? No, we're going to just do a little bit more of this. So it's flowing form. Just so it does that wee bit of clumpy.
Sweet.
Now, this is the new you. Finally.
Awesome.
This is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really
So like I was saying to you before, because the length in the top has a weight liner there.
Yeah.
And it's because if you want to grow it, that turns into a bob in no time. Short pixies take forever to grow because you're waiting for the top to come in.
Yeah.
Your top's got all that weight to just over the ear. So if you do decide down the road you want to grow it, we're going to grow this to a pixie. Or in a 6 weeks or so, if you like short hair, you can do more short haircuts. But in the meantime, you enjoy this for the next 6 to 8 weeks, and then come in again and we'll decide what to do then. Yeah, because we can't make a plan. We'll just be serendipitous with your hair.
Sweet.
Yeah. Awesome.
Cool.
And let's take some after shots.
Sweet.
I like your hair short and blonde.
Yeah.
But it can't stay that way forever.
Yeah.
But for now, it looks amazing. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm really happy with that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, no problem. And you can have your welcome to short hair hug.
Yeah.
You have a short hug.
Yeah.
Welcome to short hair. It's amazing. Enjoy
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Embrace it.
Yeah.
It's also very empowering. Like
Yeah.
you feel like a woman. Like I
Yeah.
said to you earlier, you feel like a woman with a haircut. Like when you're 12-year-old and you have that haircut, you're like, But when you're a woman, this is a woman with a haircut. So
Yeah.
it's a very different feeling than what you had with that other haircut.
I'm
Because
excited for the drying time after you wash your hair.
all those things, yeah, all those things. So it's a plus all around.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
And we won't book anything in, just pop in 6 to 8 weeks. Because what's going to happen, you're going to get roots. When you get roots, I'm going to do a haircut just sides and back, but not the top.
Yep.
Just to cut the blonde down.
Yep.
So you have it with dark around the ears and in the back, and then we just keep letting the top grow. Then the next time we're going to come, you're going to do the roots, they call it the roots. And at that point you can decide if you want to grow it or you want to go just do more short hair. So the next one will be trimming sides and back, just to expose the darker stuff underneath, which looks amazing. When you get it, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
But no cutting on the top. The one after that will redo your roots and we'll decide then
Yeah.
go.
Awesome.
So that's the path. Awesome. Yeah, enjoy.
Sweet. Thank you so much.
No problem.